to the Math Dojo. Today we're going to get into a geometry lesson. We're going to do the basics, okay? So everything you need to know about angles, how to read an angle, how to write an angle, and then we're going to get into what a vertical angle is. Adjacent angles, complementary, supplementary. Stick around to the end. There is a little surprise tip in there for you. Okay, so we're going to first get into naming angles, and let's get into it. All right, so here we have an acute angle. I'm going to intersect that angle at the vertex. So the vertex is here, okay, where the lines meet. So I'm going to intersect that angle with a straight line. Let's call this A. Let's call the vertex B and this line C. When we write angles, we look at the middle angle or the vertex. So the way we would write this angle here is angle ABC. So this is angle ABC. When we say ABC, we're talking about this angle here. If this was D, okay, and we wanted this angle here, we would call this angle CBD. Okay, so the way we read the angles is through the vertex angle here. All right, so an adjacent angle, we use the word adjacent in everyday life as well. If somebody was standing next to me, or if Paul was standing next to me, I could say Paul is adjacent to me. So adjacent means next to. If I had this angle, and let's say again, I cut it, let's angle A, B, C, and D. Okay, adjacent angles share one side and a vertex. Okay, so they share one side and a vertex, a side being, okay, a line. So this angle here would be adjacent to this angle here. Remember, next to, okay, it shares the side and it shares the vertex. Okay, so again, remember, I told you if you stick around to the end of this video, I am going to have a secret tip for you guys. But right now we're going to get into vertical angles. All right, we have two intersecting. Intersecting means when they cross each other. Okay, so when two lines intersect each other, they form vertical angles. Okay, so what that means, when you have two intersecting lines, the angles across from each other. So if I had this angle, let's call this angle A, and let's call this angle D. Okay, so I would say angle A is vertical to angle D. And the cool thing about vertical angles is they're always equal, or we call it in geometry congruent. Okay, so I can say angle A is congruent to angle D. Okay, they're equal. So if angle A is 60 degrees, guess what angle D is? Angle D is also 60 degrees. Okay, so again, the lines intersect each other. The angles across from each other are vertical angles. So what about these angles here? This angle and this angle. Those are also vertical angles. So if this is angle B and this is angle C, I can also put angle B is congruent to angle C. And that just means that they're equal. So if angle B was 30 degrees, then that means angle C would have to be 30 degrees as well, because they're equal. Okay, vertical angles are congruent, vertical angles are equal. All right, so complementary and supplementary angles are probably one of my favorite things in geometry. So remember, we talked about a 90-degree angle was straight up and straight to the right or the left. It's 90 degrees shown by this box. And then a 100, so let me mark that here. A 180 degree is just two 90 degrees put together. So if I had a 90 degree here and 90 degree here, that would be 180 degree. Okay, now complementary and supplementary have the same definition, but Complementary is with a 90 degree and supplementary is with 180 degree. Okay, and first let me tell you this, the way I remember which one is which is C for complementary comes before S in the alphabet. Okay, so keep that in mind. C comes before S, and then in our number line, 90 degrees comes before 180 degrees. So that's how I remember which one is which. And let me tell you what I mean by that. So the definition of a complementary angle is when two angles are added up to equal 90 degrees. So if I cut this angle here, okay, that means this angle here and this angle here are complementary angles because this, let's call this angle A and angle B, okay? So angle A, okay, and angle B are complementary. I'm kind of getting into that one there. They're complementary because the sum of their angles equals 90 degrees, okay? Same thing with supplementary angles here. If I cut this anywhere, okay, I could cut it here, I could have cut it straight up, I could have cut it this way, but that just means that this angle here and this angle here, they are supplementary angles because when you add up their sum, they would equal 180. So if again this was A and this was B, I would say angle A and angle B are supplementary because their sum equals 180 degrees. So let's say if this was 120 degrees, right? 120 plus 60, okay, would be 180 degrees, okay? So this angle and this angle are supplementary angles. Okay, the last thing we're gonna cover is can we identify those angles that we just learned? So what kind of angles are shown below? We have this line AC, this line here DE, and this line here FG. Okay, we also have the vertex as B and this angle here as X degrees, and we also know that this angle here is a 90 degree angle. So that is all the given information that we know, and now with the skills that we know and the vocabulary that we just learned, what else can we see from this diagram? Okay, so we know that vertical angles, okay, when two lines intersect each other, their opposite angles are vertical angles. And we know that if this is a 90 degree angle, the opposite angle here is also 90 degrees, okay? And we can also say the same because if this is 180 degrees, which is a straight line, okay, and it's intersected here, if this is 90 degrees, then this is 90 degrees also, okay? So let's take a look at some other things. We said adjacent angles, okay? We have this angle here is adjacent, okay, to this angle here, okay? Because they share the same vertex and one side. Remember, adjacent means next to, angles that are next to each other. Okay, another adjacent angle that I see is this is adjacent to here, okay? This is adjacent to this angle here, okay? There's a lot of different things that we can see here. I can see an obtuse angle, I can see an acute angle, I can see a 90 degree angle, I can see a supplementary. Oh, let's find a supplementary angle. So supplementary, remember, means that two angles put together make 180 degrees. Supplementary is the second letter, the S in the alphabet, so 90, 180, C and S. Supplementary goes with 180. All right, so for a supplementary angle, I know that this angle here from this line to here, and so I can say angle DBC is supplementary to angle CBE. this angle here, from here to here, because let's put is supplementary to angle CBE. Okay, because if I add this angle with this angle, I get 180 degrees, and that's why that's supplementary. Okay, for a complementary angle, okay, a complementary angle, remember, is two angles that add up to 90 degrees. So a complementary angle could be this angle here, which is DBF. So angle DBF here is complementary to this angle here, which we can say FBA, or we can also say ABF, either way. Okay, FBA. As long as the vertex is in the middle, you can write it either way. So we say these two are complementary, 90 degrees, when they're added up together, right? Because this angle plus this angle is that 90-degree angle. Okay, so these are complementary angles, supplementary angles. Adjacent angles are angles next to. Okay, I know this looks like a mess right now, but rewind the video to any part that you still have questions with. Rewatch the definitions and see if you can find them on your own. I'm gonna leave you. All right, so I'm gonna leave you with this diagram. I want you to look at it. If you recognize any of the angles that we learned today, please comment that down below for your credit. For Arts and Action students, you will get credit for today for your comment. Write down in the comments your name, what angles that you see, the name of the angle, and what it is. So it would look like angle AFB is adjacent to blank, okay? Or angle EFD is complementary to blank, okay? So, and then include your name as well. So if you see more than one angle, or if you recognize more than one that we learned today, you can comment more than one, but to get the credit, you only need to do one. So I hope that you guys learned something new and you can apply this to problem solving with angles, because that is going to be our next video. So stay tuned if you need a little bit more support with that. I did tell you guys in the beginning of the video that at the end of this video, if you guys stick around to the end, I was going to give you a little surprise tip. Learning vertical angles, I could never remember it. So I always used to sing songs or do things in my head for other things. For multiplication, I would skip count songs or to tunes, but for vertical angles, it didn't make sense to me because a vertical line was just like this, right? And a vertical angle is when you have the two lines intersecting. So they're kind of like this and not like this. So it never made sense to me. So if you are here till the end, I am going to make a fool out of myself, but that's okay. You're always going to remember what a vertical angle is, okay? So here we go. Vertical angles. Okay, these are vertical lines, okay? Oh, hi, Mr. Vertical Line. Oh, hi, Mrs. Vertical Line. Let's get together and make a vertical angle. Yay! Vertical angle, yay! Okay, so anytime that you see vertical angle on your test, just remember your two vertical lines, intersecting lines, and they are opposite angles. Opposite angles. If you don't remember, rewind the video and go over vertical angles again. But just remember, your vertical lines make vertical angles. Okay, I hope you guys learned something. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you learned something new. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, hi, Mr. Vertical Line. Oh, hi, Mrs. Vertical Line. Welcome, I'm a little birdie. A little birdie here. Karate chop. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, chop, chop.
You should have like a little...
Do this. Good?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so... Bless you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I think I'm good.